Video, we are going to go over our meta tags. Okay, so our metadata for our ePub to make sure that it appears as the proper name, and we're also going to go over our submission and the organization of our files. Okay, so I've tested out my file. The front matter works properly. All my chapters appear properly, and I'm ready to submit my file. Okay, I'm going to export it. Make sure that I save it in the proper spot. Make sure that it's a reflowable ePub. If it is a fixed ePub, you will have marks deducted. It has to be reflowable. Let's save. We're going to replace this. Okay, so we've already set up all of this in a previous video. Okay, what I want you to concentrate on right now is this metadata. Okay, if I open up my previous ePub that does not have any metadata in it, you're going to notice that the name of my file actually comes up as the name of, or the name of my book is actually the name of my file, my InDesign file, okay? And we don't want that. If our reader sees this, they're going to wonder, like, what is this? So we're going to actually rename it so it's the proper title. So let's just get out of there. I'm going to delete this just so I know I'm viewing the proper one. Okay, so again, drop-down menu, export book to ePub, reflowable ePub, and save, and replace. Okay, so again, over here, the metadata, let's change this. So you're going to want to call it the name of your book, okay? And you can put your name in the creator section, and you can put the date. And I'm just gonna say 2021. You could put a description, you could put any rights or any subject in there. For this project, we are really just going to use these three fields here. And we're gonna say, okay. All right, so you notice now the name of my book has been changed. You go through and give your file a test, okay? Increase and decrease your book, the window, increase and decrease your content, your type size, okay? Make sure that everything works. This is essential again for the reflowable ePub. Go and change your typefaces. Okay, so you notice that the text changes. Okay, and just go in and make sure that you don't have any blank pages in there. If you have any blank pages, it usually means that there is a hard return in your document. So if you have a space, if you have a blank page, there's another video to watch where you can go in and kind of problem solve to see where that is. Right now, let's look at our files and our submission, okay? So this is how your ePub submission should look, okay? You can put this all in a folder called ePub submission, or like so with your name, ebook, submission, and you could put all of your files in there, okay? So this is how yours is going to look as well. You're going to have your ePub and it's going to sit outside of your folders, okay? So I should be able to access that very quickly. For your cover, you are going to have a PSD for both your cover and your title page, as well as the JPEGs, okay? Make sure that they're the correct size and the correct color space. I also would like you to include your EPS files with you, and you can just include that in the link folder, okay? Make sure you include your fonts and stuff like that in there as well for your covers. Okay, but this is how your cover folder should appear. So I should have your JPEGs in there, and I should have your PSDs in there. Okay, and then for your pages, what you're going to do is you want to make sure that you package these files as well, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and just like we did for our print book, I'm going to package this. And I'm going to save it in that pages folder, and then I can just delete the rest of my content. Okay, so in my pages, it's going to create a folder for me. And what I can actually do is if I don't want to create that folder, I could just label this folder with that name. Okay. And I'm going to include my links, all of my fonts, my IDML files. You can include a small low-res print PDF or a PDF, not a print PDF. I can package that. Remember to include your working files in this because I am going to go in and I'm going to be checking your object export options to make sure that everything was set up correctly. Okay, so that is a component that needs to be marked, and if you don't put it in there, it won't be marked and you will lose marks. Okay, so we're just going to go in and I just clean up this file a little bit, again, because I have all of my files that I will need for submission in here and all of my links. I'm actually just going to delete that folder and rename this one. Okay, and then I can zip this file and submit.